maybe I kicked up some dust or something, but wow, a real coughing fit there. Or maybe it's this sheet of asbestos here. No, that's not asbestos. That's just paint. Some kind of paint they're throwing on there. Why they would paint that, I don't know. So, I lost track of what I was doing. What was I doing? Holy smokes, I coughed myself into a state of confusion here. Let's see. Oh, I was going to put an antenna on it. That's right. Let's put on just a short wire here. Piece of wire there. Okay.
Here in Crimea, on military bases in uneasy standoffs.
Incidentally, the interim prime minister of Ukraine is saying the referendum in Crimea would not be legitimate by the sitting Ukrainian government. Incidentally, the White House has just announced a sanctions package that doesn't deal with Russia on a world scale. It instead focuses on individuals approved of the Obama administration are responsible for...
Boy, there's hardly any AFC effect, but there's a little bit there. Now, why would the AM be so bad? Well, I think the FM is probably tuned by an inductor, and the AM. Did I say FM? Oh, my. The FM is tuned by an inductor, probably different tuning system. That's why it's not scratchy. And the AM. Hey, there's something to fix. Hey, that's right. We got to fix that noisy capacitor. Hey, that means we got to take the radio out. Oh man, it's getting more and more fun all the time. I'll have to pull the radio out, clean up this capacitor that's right here, and at that point we can consider. What can we consider? I don't have a. Wait a minute. I did notice there is a schematic under here. Pretty hard to read schematic, so I have a schematic. What I don't have is any kind of alignment instructions. But with the radio working the way it is, it's probably better to not fool with that. We'll just see if we can clear the static out of the capacitor, the tuning capacitor, which may not be dirt. You know what? It may be bad contact in the rotating shaft part of the tuning capacitor. In that case, maybe I can do something about it. Nah, let's bring the radio right out. Why not? Hey, we always gotta do this kind of stuff. So I'll pull the power out. Don't pull it by the cord. Jimmy. Don't pull it by the cord. Or screws underneath there. I don't know if you heard that or not, but that was the sound of Draper. Draper's in town. Draper. As if he knows his name. Hey, here you are. Yeah. Gonna jump up? Come on up. Never mind all the wires. Come on up. Yeah, I know he's saying, where's the spring? How come it's still cold out? How come the screw won't fall out. Hey, there it is. Well, we got two cats in here now. I don't know how much of this you'll be able to see, but never mind. Okay, never mind the cats. Never mind the cats. Stay on track for work here. Yeah, I have two young cats, and they play like they're two little boys all the time. Now, I think the whole front plate will come out, the dial plate and everything, knobs and all. I'm hoping that'll happen. May not, though. The whole dial plate comes out, I don't have to take the knobs off, and that also makes it easy to align a radio in terms of the dial accuracy, because the dial's still on the radio. A lot of radios, you get them on your bench, and the dial display is still back in the cabinet. These screws don't like that. They don't like to drop out until, oh, there it goes on the floor. Okay, I got all the screws out. And no. So we already know one of these is ready to fall off. They're all. That one's got a little bit of grip to it. Oh, they're all ready to fall right off. It's amazing. It's amazing they're all still there. Oh my gosh, look at that. What has happened? I must have done that when I flipped it up onto my bench there. Well, we can glue that back. Fall off, I'm going to lose it. Hooey. Oh. Big radio causing problems. Comes. There it is. Glory. Let's take a look at that tuning capacitor now. Well, there's no dust and dirt in it, so it's almost certainly the two contact points where the rotating part is in a that's supposed to be a shaft and a bearing. In case you're wondering what I'm showing you there. So I think we'll throw a little bit of cleaner on it here. And we'll turn the radio on too, so we can hear this. While I'm waiting for things to warm up and that, what I'm doing is I'm looking this over very, very carefully, looking for any signs of anything that might be out of the norm. Pieces of Scotch tape laying around. It's amazing how many times people turn to Scotch tape when in fact it's just terrible. It just doesn't live long. this antenna has slipped out of its holder. Another thing is the wires have broken because we have such bad reception. Yeah, all because of this tape here. It's just, can you hear it? Yeah, it's just dried right up. There's nothing holding this in place, in fact. Put more tape on it. Okay. There's our sound. There's the noise. Just put this is basically just a lubricant. It's nothing more than that. Not cleaner as such. Get a real good look where I'm putting this. You don't need much. It really has that rubbing plate sound to it, though, doesn't it? So what I'm doing now is, as I turn the capacitor, I'm looking down through the plates. I'm looking for anything that looks like they're not perfectly lined up. One's a little off on a little bit of an angle. Just anything to indicate that one of these plates is out of position. That happens in a lot of radios, and it would not happen in this one, I don't think, is people reach in and they either don't know what they're reaching for, or they, for some reason, they push on these plates. Yeah, now some repair guys are bending these plates on purpose to tune the radio, and that's even done in the factory. One plate will be, the outside plate, bent a little bit just to make a final adjustment. That's fine. But I've seen lots where they've been pinched together from people grabbing them and pinching them, and then you end up with this rubbing, which is what I think we hear. But these plates, they look perfectly fine. But very distinct. So I'm quite sure it's plate rubbing in there. So now we're going to get a look at it. It's a little awkward. Handily enough, this antenna is loose. Isn't that handy? Take it out. Move it aside. Ha, that's great. Lucky break there. And hey. Now, in order to repair this kind of problem, you need to know which plate it is, and you need to realign it, bend it, literally, just the right amount, or it'll simply make contact on the other side or somewhere else. So it's really important to spot the contact spot. Spot the contact spot. So let's see if I can do it here. I got a couple of tricks for doing that. This radio's it's not happy coming out like this. There we go. I got to be able to see the plates as they mesh, though. Make this work. We still funny sounds there. Hey, didn't they say that this thing might be live? Jimmy, check it. I am not operating with an isolation transformer here. Ooh, she's glowing. Makes my neon light glow. You probably can't see that without me turning the lights out, but there is a glow. It's not very strong though. force the plug here. It's an awkward situation. To make this a lot simpler if I disconnect the speakers and take the cabinet away entirely. But I'm not doing that. Okay, let's see what we got now. Now we have no glow. No glow, and you should all be kicking me in. Please kick me in the rear for not checking that right off the bat. I'd much rather have the radio in this state than the other. Didn't help our scratchy problem at all, did it? Let me try with the camera here. Maybe I could do something interesting with the camera in terms of seeing this problem. Not sure. Because it's hard enough to angle my head in there. Maybe the camera will do the trick. This is all we really need to do. To do is bring it right up to the edge of the problem spot. Right there. Now, take something non-conductive and just run it along these plates. Trying to isolate exactly which plate it is. I'm not sure I'm getting anywhere here. It's generally noisy. I think it's the shaft. I think it's still a shaft problem. So, even though it certainly behaves like it's plates rubber. Now the plates are completely separate now. Oh, I'm sorry. The plates are completely separate. As soon as they come meshing. Not going to help with the camera. Yeah. Oh, I know where you can go. Get a view. Just about impossible to see where the plates are just meeting up. They're just starting to mesh way down at the bottom here. I'm looking for my dental mirror here. I have a plastic one, I have a metal one. I haven't found the plastic one, but I have the metal one. I just have to be a little bit careful with it. I think it's in a safe region of the radio here. So let's take a look and see what I can see. mean, even if there's a contact down there, it's pretty hard to deal with. Yeah. Yeah, I can't see anything down there. Boy. I was all excited when I had something to fix here, when I wasn't really figuring on this much. I like fixing things, but I want it to be easy. Come on, gotta be easy. How am I ever going to get in there? Chances are it's the same contact area, if you like, all the way, even if the bolt is there. Now, if the plate's fully meshed, it's another opportunity to touch them and tap them. I'd say I can see the contact right through this whole thing here. This one looks better. This one, let's put the magnifier on that and see what we can see. Hold my hand really still for this. Or prop this. Okay. Oops. Almost ready here. By now you've seen it. Now we're looking at each of those plates, every individual one, and trying to actually see the spacing between them. And that doesn't look too bad. Let's look at the other one. Now the other one you can see right away, it's off center. It doesn't have the perfectly balanced look of this one. So you can see that one set of plates is crowding the other. Now it looks like there's a gap. But it's pretty darn close, and they're all off just a bit here. Doesn't look like there's one bent. That's the problem area there. It doesn't matter what you touch. That's interesting. That's one of the trimmer capacitors built into the tuning capacitor. poking, trying to do something about it. And what could that possibly be? Well, it's kind of a weird situation there. All the plates appear to be off-center. This isn't from some kind of, somebody put their hand in there and squeeze things. The whole set of plates seems to be a little off-center. So a good question is, how would you ever recenter those? Okay, first I'll make sure I know. So I would have to push these plates that way, towards the back of it, to gain clearance. That's crazy. It's just crazy to try that. The plates, you know, the way this is constructed, the ends of the plates are fastened together in this kind of thing. We'll have to move the whole thing. Hey, maybe that's actually better than trying to move every individual plate. Hey, this might be a better situation. Oh, of course the plates are not held together at the other end. They have to mesh so they're open at the other end. Actually, you know what? I do see a plate that appears to be slightly off. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm going to have to get my magnifier here. Now, when you look straight down on the capacitor, you see a couple sections. You see the first two plates there. This is, let me point at it. Hold on, I got too much in my hand. Hold the lens, hold the camera, hold the tool. Okay, so you see these two plates here. Just the next plate, this first thin one, when I look at it, it doesn't seem to be in its proper position. And I don't know if you can really get it on camera, but looking at that first thin plate appears to be bent outward just a touch. Now, if it's an outside plate anyway, who cares? And you know what? It is an outside plate. If it's bent outwards, what does it matter? It doesn't matter. So, is that an outward? Yeah, it is definitely an outside plate. With one of these capacitors, if you start bending those plates willy-nilly, you'll just introduce more and more and more trouble. And it won't be long. If you bend one of these plates severe enough, it's not coming back. You actually put a warp in it or something like that. I mean, you can't deal with these in any kind of aggressive way. So I'm going slow on this, as to drive us all batty. In fact, let me just break the video here.